the frustration nobody talks about. At some point, almost everyone asks the same question. Why can't I stay motivated? You start strong, you feel focused, you feel determined, and then, something fades. The drive disappears. The discipline feels heavy. The effort feels exhausting. You tell yourself, I'm lazy. I lack willpower. I just don't want it badly enough. But what if motivation didn't disappear? What if it was taken away? Not as punishment, not as failure, but as protection. Because what most people don't realize is this: motivation is not a personality trait. It's a biological signal. And when your body senses danger, motivation is the first thing it shuts down. Motivation is not mental. It's physical. We're taught that motivation lives in the mind. That if you think harder, push yourself more, listen to the right speech, watch the right video, you'll get it back. But motivation doesn't come from thinking. It comes from energy availability. Your brain constantly asks one question: do we have enough resources to move forward safely? If the answer is yes, motivation increases. If the answer is no, motivation disappears. Not because you're weak, but because your body is conserving fuel. Motivation is permission, and permission is only given when the body feels safe. Why your body doesn't care about your goals? Your goals are modern. Your body is ancient. Your body does not understand summer bodies, productivity, hustle culture, deadlines, aesthetic goals. Your body understands only one thing: survival. If survival feels threatened, everything else becomes irrelevant. Fat loss becomes irrelevant. Discipline becomes irrelevant. Motivation becomes irrelevant. Because survival always comes first. And when survival feels uncertain, the body removes the desire to do more, the energy deficit you don't see. Most people think motivation dies because they're doing too little. In reality, it disappears because they're doing too much. Too little sleep, too much restriction, too much stress, too much stimulation, too much pressure. This creates an invisible energy deficit. Not just physical energy, but nervous system energy. When the nervous system is drained, focus drops, drive drops, desire drops, and the brain applies the brakes. Motivation isn't lost, it's blocked. Why discipline eventually fails? Discipline is borrowed energy. It works short term, but it cannot override biology long term. The more you rely on discipline, the more stress you generate, the more pressure you apply, the louder the danger signal becomes. Eventually, the body responds by saying, enough. This is when burnout appears, motivation collapses, self-control disappears. This is not weakness. This is self-preservation. Dopamine is not motivation. Social media teaches us the wrong lesson. It tells us motivation comes from dopamine, but dopamine doesn't create motivation. Dopamine creates anticipation. True motivation comes from stable energy, emotional safety, predictable recovery. When dopamine is overstimulated, motivation becomes unstable. Focus becomes scattered. Satisfaction disappears. You don't need more stimulation. You need more safety. Why rest feels uncomfortable? Here's something rarely explained. When you're chronically stressed, rest feels unsafe. Stillness feels wrong. Slowing down feels uncomfortable. Doing less feels like failure. That's not mindset. That's a nervous system stuck in survival mode. A body that has learned, if I stop, something bad will happen. So it stays alert, even when it's exhausted. And exhaustion kills motivation. The safety-motivation connection. Motivation returns only when the body receives safety signals. Not hype, not pressure, not punishment. Safety signals include regular meals, consistent sleep times, gentle movement, reduced decision fatigue, predictable routines. When these signals repeat, the body learns, we're okay, and only then does motivation come back online. Why small wins rebuild drive? Big goals feel threatening to a stressed system. Small wins feel manageable. Every small win tells the brain, we survived this. And survival creates confidence. Confidence creates energy. Energy creates motivation. This is why consistency beats intensity every time. How to stop fighting yourself. The moment you stop asking, what's wrong with me? And start asking, what does my body need to feel safe? Everything changes. You stop forcing. You stop shaming. You stop pushing through exhaustion, and motivation stops running away because it no longer needs to. The result? Most people never reach. When the body feels safe, motivation becomes natural. Discipline becomes lighter. Fat loss becomes easier. Focus improves. Energy stabilizes. Not because you tried harder, but because you stopped fighting biology. Motivation is not something you chase. If you want a simple way to restore energy and motivation, I've linked to 7-Day Reset below. It's something you create conditions for. When the body feels threatened, it shuts motivation down. When the body feels safe, motivation returns on its own. The lesson is simple. You don't need more pressure. You need more recovery. If this breakdown helped you understand yourself better, subscribe to the Health Breakdown, because in the next video, we'll break down why consistency feels impossible and how to rebuild it without willpower.